Oh, sweet Caroline. Of course, I get stuck behind the oversized load. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning. Monday, the day of the moon, April 14th. What happened on April 14th, ladies and gentlemen? First person to answer correctly wins the right to breathe. It is, let's see, it's cloudy, but it's supposed to get up to like 68 degrees today. I'm heading into the studio to record and Ask a Guide about Greens Brigade with Kevin Bryant. Yaha. So we're going to do that. I like Kevin. I haven't seen him probably in almost a year. So it'd be good to see him again and do a show with him. So if you're a patron, we'll be live streaming that this morning. So there you go. Morning, Francis. Morning, Paul. Morning, Ty. Happy Titanic Day to you as well. Sorry, I muted the mic there because I had a cough and figured it would be unbecoming. So anyway, we are, yeah, that's it. We're driving in. Let's see, anything exciting? Well, so I've decided for the anniversary shows that I'm going to take last year's shows and put visuals to them, which I already know is going to be the bane of my existence until June 30th. Excuse me, but you know, supposedly I have time, but I was also going to use this time to edit other you know, it's just, it never ends. But anyway, you know, you get an idea and then you're like, oh yeah. So the anniversary shows that we're recording for the next 3 Saturdays at the Seminary Museum, I originally was just going to do them as Ask a Guides with a live audience. But then a couple of thoughts. One is, you know, out of all the anniversary shows we do, the ones that keep getting lots of views, the ones that get the most views out of all of them, are the ones from the 157th anniversary, which is the first year we did them. And the years after that have been that same format where we're sitting out there with the guides on the battlefield. And you know, this year I thought, I go, how many times? First of all, I mean, obviously the other ones aren't doing as well as the original ones, and that could be an algorithmic thing. But also I think, like, how many times can you hear the same story, you know, that 30,000 foot overview of each day? Even if we focus on a different regiment or different action or something every year, a different one, you know, it's like it's the same. And now the only difference would be that we have an audience asking questions. So I thought what I would do is I would take last year's, put visuals to them, maybe kind of touch them up a little bit otherwise, and then we record just a discussion with a guide about the first day of the battle with the audience. Because I looked at the roster for each day, and I know a lot of the people who are coming. Some people I haven't met yet, but they're patrons. And so I'm like, okay, I'll bet you these people know more than the average bear. I know that the ones I know do, and the ones I don't know, I'm gonna just assume that they do. And I said, so why don't we just like do it as a discussion instead? I'm trying to democratize this whole way everybody learns history. So let's do that. Let's just all sit kind of like almost in a circle. So it's not me and the guide facing an audience in rows. Let's kind of mix it up a little bit, and let everybody kind of discuss with the idea in mind that, you know, this is going to be the tag to the narrative. And we're going to take Pete Carmichael's philosophy that we're all historians, and I think what he meant by that, if I may, was that not only are we all historians, but we're all teachers too, or we're all potentially teachers. And so let's try that. We all love the story of the Battle of Gettysburg. We all know a lot about it, and we all focus on different aspects of it. And I think we could paint a broader picture for the new person who might stumble across one of these episodes. And that's really my target here is, you know, the person who stumbles upon this somehow, or the person who is married to the history nerd and is stuck in the car, and the history nerd gets to choose what we listen to, and it happens to be addressing Gettysburg, and maybe they pick one of these episodes as a primer for them. Jesus, is this guy gonna go all the way into frickin' town? I gotta be stuck behind him at 25 miles an hour this whole way. Come on, man. I'm sorry, I hate driving slow when the speed limit is higher than what we're doing. Anyway, so yeah, so that's the target audience there. It's not the choir, it's the masses. I want to convert the masses into this and show them that history is not boring. That's what's behind all of the changes that we're making, all of the, I shouldn't say changes, I should say the additions. Well, there's some changes, but the additions and the changes that we're doing for addressing Gettysburg this year. There's Cam. I just passed Cam on his way to Catoctin. Oh, what a small world. Yeah, so let's see here. Kevin, good morning to you. Trent, good morning to you. Thank you, sir, for getting out of my way. Ty says, anyone see... First of all, Ty, I heard, he asked if anybody saw the trailer for the Naked Gun remake. I heard that there was going to be a Naked Gun remake, and exactly what you say, why, was my answer, or my response. Why? Why do you remake? First of all, you can't remake a comedy. Like, that... A comedy captures the humor of that generation. Now, I'm sure they're going to update the humor of it, and it'll be a lot of anti-man jokes and a lot of white jokes and stuff, and I get that. But, like, come up with your own freaking comedy. First of all, slapstick doesn't work these days. It worked then. Leslie Nielsen was a master at deadpan, and Liam Neeson is the guy. I mean, with all due respect, no. I hesitate to even seek out the whatchamacallit, the trailer for it, because I can't imagine that. I'll watch the trailer, but yeah, I don't know what they're thinking with that. I mean, the Naked Gun, man. Imagine remaking Blazing Saddles. You couldn't do that. Like, I mean, for the obvious reasons, but like, you can't, like the Zucker brothers that did Naked Gun and Airplane and what was it, Top Secret, and like, that they had a special brand of humor. They, if I'm not mistaken, they wrote the show Police Squad, which is what The Naked Gun was based off of. Like, that's them. It's all them. And to just remake that is really super duper lame. But it just goes to show how, okay, look at it like this. Hollywood, here's my take on Hollywood, and I don't know, it's just outside looking in, right? And you know, I've talked to some people, but my take on it is this, and I compare it to the royal bloodlines of Europe, okay? So many generations, it's incestuous. And by that I mean, I'm the son of this big movie executive, and I got a shot to be in a movie, or to direct a movie, or to be the composer for whatever the job is. I got it because I'm related to somebody, or I knew somebody, or if I'm new to the whole field, I slept with somebody. And so I got in some perverse manner. Just like how the old kings and queens and the royal families of Europe used to marry off their children to this one and that one, and they ended up, you know, oh well, you're actually cousins, but okay, we're gonna do this for power, and then what happens? You get hemophiliacs, and Hollywood is now in its hemophiliac stage. It is so incestuous that it has run out of ideas because it is not welcoming new blood. It is not welcoming new minds. And if anything, it's adopting a philosophy that kills creativity, that kills humor, that kills everything people used to love about Hollywood. And so Hollywood is a bunch of hemophiliacs now. Hemophiliacs and other things that come from inbreeding. Amen. Francis says, do you know the name of the rock carving by 27th Connecticut? Furthest advanced marker in the wheat field by the creek. I'm trying to encounter you. You're one up on Brook Avenue. No, you're not. You're down by the creek. God, I don't know. Somebody in the audience might know this. I don't know, Francis. Sorry. Greetings from Portage. Well, greetings from Gettysburg to you, Flying Flynn Media. Yes, Trent, I'm in Pennsylvania. Ty says, I have numerous outstanding warrants and paternity suits. I'm going to need you to... It's hard to read while the car's bouncing. I'm going to need you to learn some face blurring techniques if I'm going to be on camera. Oh, yeah, no problem. I'll sit you somewhere where you're going to be okay. I'm Cole Hawley. Good morning to you. Robbie says, safe driving, sir. Good morning from Perth, Western Australia. Hello, Robbie. So I guess we have Grant and Robbie know each other somehow. Are you related in some way? Or are you simply both Australians? Trenton Paradise says, I used to have a house at the Antietam battlefield. It was my dad's and I sold it. I should have never done that. Oh my God. Yeah, really, man. You must be kicking yourself. Good Time says, be careful, Liam Neeson has skills. He will kilt you. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Our friends Jen Murray and Mike Walker announced that they're going to be moving to Sharpsburg, which is cool because they used to live up in Carlisle. Well, they're in Oklahoma now because she's at Oklahoma State, but she's switching jobs. I don't know if you've heard. She'll be at the head of the George Tyler Moore Center at Shepherd University, taking the place of our friend Jim Broomall, who is now down in Richmond. And so Jen and Mike, you know, they need to move closer to work, and so they're going 10 minutes up the road to Sharpsburg. And I'm looking forward to that because we have dinner with them every Sunday. And when we would go to see them when they lived up in Carlisle, when they'd be home for the summer in Carlisle. But I like driving down to Sharpsburg. And since we moved, we're actually a little closer to Sharpsburg than we were to Carlisle. So it's actually like, I think 10 or 15 minutes of a shorter drive. So that's nice. Yaha! I don't know why I'm doing that. That's annoying. I'm sorry. I was listening to Billy West do Johnny Carson, and he kept going, yaha. And that's Barbara Schultz says hello, and I say hello back to you. Well, she says hi, actually, but I say hello. 6 questions said hi. There is no God says, what is the difference between a dishwasher and a baby? The dishwasher doesn't cry when you... Okay. That is gross. I'm just gonna, with all due respect, remove that comment. But good one. You had me almost read the whole thing. Should have read it first and then read it out loud. Lesson learned. Jeff, good morning. 6 questions. Brook Rock. Is that what she's talking about, Mike? I mean, I'm talking about Brook Rock, but is she talking about that one? BKW says, good morning, Matt. I purchased some little ground top for my neighbor who house sitted for us, and she let me know it's delicious. I don't drink any caffeine, so I didn't get any for myself. Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you very much. And thank her for the kind review. Good morning, September. September, how have you been? I haven't seen you and Brian in ages. Hope I didn't piss you off. I always think that when regulars vanish for a while, I go, well, I must have done something to piss them off, or bored them. It could be either one, because I do get boring after a while. Evan Clapsaddle says, hello, Evan, by the way. He says, looking forward to the Get Out of the Car tour at Antietam this fall. 2 of our tour dates line up with visits that I'm making to the area. Very nice. It'll be nice to see you there. We're working on the details of that. Scott sent his description of the tour in. I got to get it up on the website, but we're going to be focusing on the Westwoods, so that'll be fun. That'll be cool. And then, like I said, we're going to have a little light refreshment afterwards. The tour this year is a fundraiser, so there is no free option for it. It is a ticketed event only. It's a fundraiser for the Digital History Pioneers Foundation, which is our foundation to hopefully support video productions and the Get Out of the Car tours, which obviously we're not going to be able to do this year, but hopefully next year's will be fully funded by the foundation. And because it is a lot more work than it used to be if we keep going out of town. Well, also it's there's an expense. Anyway, the other thing is, it's also for the George Tyler Moore Center. Jen Murray and I were talking about it the other day. We had a price at first, which I thought was reasonable because it's a fundraiser for 2 foundations. And my argument was, people pay $10,000 a plate for a fundraiser for some stupid politician. And what we were dealing with, when you broke it down, like how much of that do we actually have to fork over to somebody else before the foundations get their donations? It was actually a pretty sizable chunk of it. So, but then we're like, well, that may be prohibitive. That may be that only the people who A, could afford it, and B, believe in what we do enough to give it to us, will be there, and we'll have 15 or 20 people on a tour when we could have otherwise gotten 50 to 100. And I said, yes, but here's the thing, and this is why historians don't ever make a good living. It's because you think like that. It's like you've got things that you have to fund. I have things that I have to fund. That costs funds to put the event on. So there has to be, so we decided, all right, what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to make it so that it's not cost prohibitive and we make some money, but not what we could have made. And we compared it to other events, and we're like, okay, yeah, no, it's gotta come down a bit. It's gotta come down a bit. So it's coming down a bit. We don't know what yet. Morning, Tom. Stella says, Matt, you always piss me off. Good to know. See, I figured that, right? Nobody ever tells you. They just badmouth you. Or, don't come around anymore. Or both. September says, no, you didn't piss us off or bore us. Okay, good. I was just watching, I was going through old videos, and I found one that Joe from Peach Orchard Publishing made of our Camp Farnsworth show, which was fun. I should have continued that as like a tradition, because that was cool. But that was when you were voluntold to be in the game show. And of course, you came in dead last because you didn't know the answers, but Brian forced you into it, and that was embarrassing, I'm sure. So we should, next time we get the chance, do something to embarrass him. Amanda says you should come and see us here in Yorktown, VA. I would love to see our battlefields. I've seen some spooky things happen over here. Well, Amanda, we do want to take things on the road, especially as we get into producing more videos. We just have to fund them. So of course we would appreciate any donations to the Digital History Pioneers Foundation, which can be made at dhpioneers.com. And that will help us get out. The plan is to kind of every year, we go to what we can access now without money. And without the travel expense, I should say. We're still gonna need money for the people we hire, but it's not gonna be as much. And then if what we produce does well enough and people seem to like it and want more of it, and hopefully we'll get more donations to do more of it, then we will, what's the word I'm looking for? We will go a little further out. So this year we'll do 1 to 2 hour drive away, a day trip. Next year, if everything goes well, maybe a 4 hour drive away. We shall see. But I'd love to come down to Yorktown. I'd love to come down to a lot of those battlefields, and that's part of the reason why we're expanding into what we're calling addressing history, so that we can see other historic sites in the country. There's so much to see, and there's a lot of really great stories that they're being told more now because YouTube, everybody has a YouTube channel, even if they don't take it seriously. People just have a YouTube channel and they go visit a museum somewhere, they take a cell phone video and pop it up real quick, and oh, look at this, it's Billy the Kid's pistol, and that's it. But it's people like it, and these things are out there and all that jazz. So yeah, I think addressing Gettysburg pigeonholes us. It kind of there's a ceiling that you can reach with that, and I think we've reached it, and so we're going to try to uh, expand into other things while still doing addressing Gettysburg. As you know, I still love all this stuff, but you know, things aren't getting cheaper out there, ladies and gentlemen. Ty says, we all have to pay to fund Matt's upcoming book about an untrusty fart. It started as a novel, but it turned into a short story. That's beautiful. Decimated. $5 says, thank you for that, by the way. Hello, my girlfriend is a medium, and I want to know what's the spookiest, most ghost-haunted location in all of Gettysburg. I want to take her there. Well, none of them are the most haunted. But I'll tell you what people claim are the most haunted. You want to go to the Cashtown Inn. You want to go to the Farnsworth House. You want to go to... There's another place I'm thinking that I can't think of right now. What is the name of the place? Those are two. The Cashtown Inn is really cool. Farnsworth House has a ghost tour. They have a haunted attic, basement stuff. You can go, and I've never actually done it, but I know it's pretty popular, and I always see people out there. It's a cool place. You should go to that anyway. Oh God, there's a bunch of places. The college, supposedly, the seminary. The seminary was a hospital, so you know there's I'm sure ghost stories there. But you know, I'll say this: if she's a medium, she should be able to seek it out. No, like should be able to feel it just by walking around. I would imagine you walk around anywhere here, and if you are sensitive to that stuff, then you can feel it, and you can, you know, find what you're looking for without really having to look too hard. But as far as reputation goes, those are the places that come to my mind. I'm sure there's others. I'm sure people are already putting them in the comment section, but that's what I would say. But definitely try the Cashtown Inn. I actually did do a ghost thing there years ago. I was actually working on a TV show that was doing ghost stuff, and it was pretty neat. It's pretty neat. There's a spring in the basement. You get to go down there, and well, I don't know if you get to go down there for whatever ghost stuff they have. I don't even know if they have ghost stuff, but the Cashtown Inn is a cool place to stay. I have heard stories from people who are sensitive that stayed there in rooms and like couldn't sleep all night because there were ghosts messing with them while their husband slept soundly, and you know, so you might want to stay there. That might be a cool thing to do. Paul says, just a few days away from 250th Lexington Concord. Yes, sir. Amanda says, it's amazing. The Colonial Parkway from Yorktown to Colonial Williamsburg is incredible. Yeah, I want to go. I haven't been there in so long. Last time I was there was in 2006, filming a scene for the HBO series John Adams. Oh, The Orphanage. Yeah, that's the other one, Estella. Thank you. Change it to Addressing Gettysburg and Beyond. No, I don't want to use the word beyond. It's already used around here. I would rather just, yeah, addressing history, because that way I'm not pigeonholed. And also, addressing Gettysburg and Beyond, well, I guess that could be anything. But yeah, I don't want to use the word beyond. Unlike some institutions around here, if somebody else uses it, whether I have the right to use it or not, I'd rather not. You know, the orphanage is haunted. Yes, I read that one. The Tie says, if she's a medium, she should be able. If she's large or small, it should be more of a struggle. Yeah, Cashtown Farnsworth Health Orphanage. Oh, great info. Thanks. So scary. Yes. All right, well, listen. I actually have to get going because I got to brush up on Greens Brigade and set up all the equipment because Mikey B is going to England for a month, so I don't have any help while we do these shows now, which is another reason why I cleared my things. John Adams on the... Yes, I will gladly, as a star of John Adams, I'll tell Casey this, I will gladly speak to the group about what it was like to make that film. So yes, don't worry about that. Um, hold on a second. I am blocking someone. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. I will talk to you next time. Patrons, look out for a live stream today. Bye-bye.